Hmm. I was just telling somebody simple ways in which you could actually save money and also save the environment and make it a little more sustainable. One of the easiest things is to actually switch to half buckets of water. So whenever you're actually doing a bath, you could actually jump to instead of filling a full bucket, fill it with half bucket, and make that as a standard practice. So what actually helps to do that is actually to switch to cold water baths, as in like don't make it cold and then get into a bath, but generally whatever comes up from your tap, just use it directly. No need to use a boiler, geyser, or anything to basically do it. So if you're already using something as solar, it also is a good indication for you to switch to half buckets, wherein the amount of water that you're using to basically take bath is going to reduce by half. Maybe even make it not just half. You can start with three by fourth. So that could be one way in which you can actually reduce the water consumption. Water consumption automatically reduces the reduction in water consumption automatically reduces the bill that you pay for water. It also reduces the amount of water that you are consuming or you are getting from the entire value chain. A lot of us do not know from which place the water is coming to our particular place. So just check from your local sources as to where your water is coming from. And because it takes a lot of energy and time and space for you to collect the water that comes in the monsoon and gets collected in dams and then goes through canals and whatever finally comes through to your house. There are lots of pipes, a lot of other equipment that are basically laid down for you to get it, and then there's a motor that raises it up for you to actually use it. So a lot of these things, so if you reduce the consumption of water, it reduces the consumption of electricity that is basically running the motor. It also uses lesser resources for you to also, basically post usage in either the sewage treatment plant or the wastewater treatment plant. So there's reduction in the volume that gets treated, that needs to be treated, because you are able to switch it off. So I have been able to switch it off. I'm not telling you just like that. I've been able to reduce my water consumption to half buckets. I switched to cold water baths, typically not hot water baths. I've been doing it for 200 days continuously. Maybe I've had one or two cheat days when I had to really take a head bath. But then essentially it's something that's very easy to do. But a really tough practice. I agree to that. But for a lot of people, it is very easy. It can be done. It is doable. I have done it, so that's why I'm telling it to you. I've been somebody who's very afraid of cold water baths, and now over 200 years, 200 days, I've been able to do that. So since it's cold, you will not be able to basically enjoy too much of the bathing experience. You will basically take a bath and you're out of there. So this is one way, and then even you also reduces the heating generally. So uh, if you're using geysers, if you're using boilers, they also consume electricity, and electricity is also adding to your electricity bill. So this could be one way in which you could also do water conservation, and you could also reduce the bills that you have to pay. Coming to energy conservation, another aspect is that also you could start by charging your mobile phones, and once the 100% charge is there, you switch off the particular switch, physically switch off the switch. That means you don't pull only the wire like this. This is not how you pull it off and then leave it. So just ensure that you physically switch off the switch, even though the mobile is not connected. If the switch is or if the charger is on and the switch is still switched on, it consumes passive electricity. So another way could be that another way could be that you switch it off. Also, you can switch off your phone, or put it into a battery saving mode, or put it into a aeroplane mode, or switch off your internet while sleeping. Or in terms of you switch on the internet only when you need it. So this way you're reducing the amount of power that gets wasted in inactive phase, or inactive phase of our inactive. So inactive, not inactive. So basically that's my grammar Nazi. But yeah, so inactive phase, you can switch off your mobile data. You can switch off the put it into airplane during the night, because you may not get any such legendary calls that may need you to switch on the this thing. So anyways, as soon as you hit the morning, I know your morning suprabhata would be to check WhatsApp. So then while checking, you can always enable it. So this way you reduce the amount of electricity that you use per day, that gets wasted on something that never gets used. So switch it off, switch the mobile data off during the night, and then switch it on when you are back up. So I don't know for how many of you will do this, but then look at something called as atomic habits. Small things that multiplied over time is going to be basically a lot of these things. So it's 1 to the power of 365 is 1. 0.99 to the power 365 and 1.01 to the power of 365 is completely two different answers. I would let you Google it for people who don't know atomic habits. ATOMICHABITS. Atomic habits. And the whole principle is that small little things can actually make a huge difference. So just imagine that 100k users across India automatically reduce their consumption of say water, or reduce their consumption of electricity. Switch off their TVs while closing it off, not just doing a remote. So at the end of the day, just not don't switch it off to the remote. Actually go and physically switch off the switch for your TV, for your also your drinking water. The many of us now have switched over to devices that filter the water, but they need for it to run, they need electricity. A lot of these times we switch it on continuously for 24/7. It may not be really required, so you need it, and then switch it on, and then as soon as the water is filled, switch it off. So when you basically get to a certain point, as soon as you take more than half of the water, you switch it on again and let it fill, and then close it off. So this could actually save you a lot of money over a period of time. Switch off your TV, switch off your mobile data, and also switch off your say water filters. This could reduce in many ways. And if you're able to go back to the old school water filter of gravity based filtration, that is even more fantastic. That also that reduces the complete electric footprint for years together. So that's a compounded effect over time. So you will be reducing electricity consumption, you will be reducing your electricity cost as well. So that's it for today's video. Just do look at atomic habits and how you can actually make simple differences, the huge differences with simple things.